Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started. I'll be talking a little bit more a little later, but I just want to thank everyone for coming out here. We know it's a bit chilly out here today, but we hope that the messages that you hear will warm you up. We'd like to ask if there are any students or faculty who are behind us, if you could actually move down into this area and so that as we proceed, that you will be able to actually see all of the speakers. We've come together today for a very important reason. Not only is this the beginning of the school year and the first day of the first full week of the school year, but we're announcing a very important initiative that we hope will impact students in a very positive way and to bring the community together and to help make students feel safe as they come to school in the morning and as they leave the school to go home in the evening. We'll be talking a little bit more about that, but we'll be announcing a logo contest for that. And as you listen and as you stay with what's being said today, you'll have the whole picture in a few minutes. So to start us off, I want to ask Deputy Superintendent Robert Gregory to please come up. Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Antoinette Baskerville-Richardson, and I'm the Chief Education Officer for Mayor BARAKA. And this effort today is the joint effort of a number of people and organizations, and you will hear from all of them, about all of them.
Good morning. And welcome to our celebration and launch of the 2017-18 school year here at Malcolm X SHABAZZ High School. As was stated, my name is Robert Gregory, Deputy Superintendent of the Newark Public Schools. I'd like to give thanks and greetings to all elected city officials, legislators, board members, parents, NPS staff, citizens, and most importantly, our students. We are here to celebrate you today and our commitment to your success. We want to ensure you experience freedom, a fundamental right we have all inherited as American citizens. Before we begin, I ask that we pause for a moment of silence, as today marks the 16th anniversary of September 11, 2001, a day when 2,996 people lost their lives and democracy as we know it changed. It was 102 minutes that forever altered our lives and that of people around the globe. Please join me as we remember those who lost their precious right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thank you. Today we come together to recognize the collective work, efforts, and responsibility of many people from all walks of life in the city of Newark who believe in you and want you to be successful in the future. It's a day of symbolic importance as together as a city we chose to stand united, practicing one of the 7 principles of Kawaida, Ujima, on behalf of our city's future, our students. Our efforts at a school named after one of our nation's greatest leaders and minds. Let us uphold Malcolm's spirit and legacy, and that of many others, to ensure our students' unalienable rights are forever protected. Students, life is about change. It's about evolving and reaching new heights. The American dream is largely based on this idea that each generation is supposed to advance themselves socially and economically, experiencing greater levels of freedom, than the generation before them. For far too many Americans, this dream is deferred, and we get stuck in this vicious intergenerational nightmare called poverty in America. It's a nightmare largely linked to educational attainment, and the adults gathered here today and those you'll see throughout the year on your way to school want to ensure you are in attendance and arrive safely, as they know the future of this city is largely depends on you and what occurs in that building and others like it for 185 days this year. We want you to recognize your greatness and realize your potential, and we stand united in our efforts. So while today we focus on safe passageways to school, I want you to realize your mayor and your superintendent, two men from extremely different backgrounds, stand united in one core belief that every child deserves a quality education, and thus joined forces several years ago to launch the South Ward Community Schools Initiative. This initiative has brought together great minds and people who believe in Newark, from clergy, politicians, the public safety community, the philanthropic, arts, and higher education communities, and most important, ordinary citizens whose deep admiration and love for you will continue to make them come out and support you. I hope we can thank them, but want you to realize, students, you can't learn at home. We need you here, and that's why we are here. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the man responsible for leading the learning in this building, your principal, Principal Damon Holmes.
Good morning. It's good to see all you wonderful Bulldogs out here this morning. I came to talk to you all about safety, the importance of it for our children and the development, but it's nothing that we don't already know. We already know how important it is for our young people to be safe and how much of an honor it is for myself and the greatest faculty in New Jersey, the SHABAZZ teaching staff that's here today. We know what an honor it is to trust, for parents to trust their children with us. And what a great honor that is for them to say, please look after what we hold most dear and make sure that they are safe and that they can learn. And we know that learning does not exist if our children are not safe. This has to be before anything else, a safe place for our students to come, a place where they feel loved, a place where they know that we will be here every day to take care of them, where they can learn, be pushed, challenged, and they can be curious to challenge themselves, and without fear of ridicule or perseverance, and their perseverance will see them through. Apologies. I'd like to thank the street team that's here every morning and every day after school. The time they take to get to know our children is invaluable. The fact that they will walk our children to the bus stop, they will talk to them if they feel this isn't a good day, let us know. Hey, Holmes, our security team, this young man right here seems like he's having a hard day today. Let's try to find out what's going on. See, all of this works when we work together. The community initiative, the community school initiative is a natural thing. It is natural. It's not something that should really have to take that much effort, because this school is the cornerstone of this community. Schools are the cornerstones of all communities, where all children come together and they can reach their dreams, where the community can heal itself and get better. The South Ward is a historic ward in Newark. Me being a transplant to Newark, it was a blessing to come to the South Ward and to fall in love with the South Ward and hear all the things that the South Ward used to be and can still be, and to get a chance to work with Mayor BARAKA and all the things and all the dreams that he has, a former educator himself, understanding what it takes to give to our children and what it means to put them first. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about this school year. I'm excited about our children knowing that in this building they are safe. When they come here, because of the street team and because of the city, they are safe. Because of this community, they'll be safe. When school is over and they leave us, they will be safe. I thank the community for everything that they've done to help this wonderful school and our wonderful students get better every day. Thank you. To keep this moving, because we want our children in school, it is my privilege and my honor to introduce and bring to the podium our superintendent, Mr. Christopher SURF.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. Good morning, all. It is a great, great, great honor to be here with you. There are so many people to honor and recognize. I want to begin by saying that the faculty of Malcolm X Shabazz High School, you guys rock. You had a great year last year. You sent a lot of kids to great schools, and you're really, 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 really doing it. So thank you so much for what you do. I want to also acknowledge our school board members who are here today. I know Ms. Carter is here, and I know that Marquise Lewis is on his way. He called me this morning. I want to acknowledge the Newark Police Department and the entire security staff for their work in bringing this great project to fruition. And of course, I want to acknowledge the great mayor of this great city, whose leadership is really, truly transforming everything about this city. His fingerprints are on this project. We've had the great honor to partner with the city in the community schools work, and we all know that the whole point of the exercise is to get every child who lives in Newark with an opportunity to realize his or her full potential, regardless of the circumstances into which they're born. And we know that that is not a job that just takes place in the brick walls of a school. It takes place in the home, in the community, in the, frankly, the entire culture of the city. And without leadership to send that message, and what a wonderful thing is that the leader of this city is also an educator by profession and background. So that's what's making this all happen. I want to acknowledge Ms. Witcher. Where is Ms. Witcher? There you are, who every time I say Malcolm X Shabazz High School reminds me that I should also include Southside. Am I right about that? Okay, there you are, and the Alumni Association. So I did my job. Thank you very much. Look, let me just end with this, because there are a lot of important people here who have a lot of important things to say. I am personally just profoundly grateful to the people of Newark for the shared commitment to put the past behind us and to look into a bright future as the city takes complete control of its schools and, much more urgently, of the future of the 55,000 young people who every day get up and go to school. We're making progress. We have a foundation to build on. We got a long way to go, but it's going to happen, and it is happening. So thank you very, very much.
I want to take a moment and recognize 10 of our brightest scholars here at Malcolm X Shabazz High School. Please join me in congratulating our school's top 10 students. They have the highest GPAs, the most attractive academic profiles, and they are on their way to a lifetime of learning, discovery, and achievement. Stand up, top 10, Bulldog. Be recognized. Speaking on behalf of our top 10 is a junior, Mr. Nasir Hayes. Let's give him a round of applause.
Morning, y'all. How are y'all? Y'all good? A lot of us go here, a lot of us know a Shabazz, but don't really know what it means to be a true Bulldog. So let me tell y'all. So what does it mean to be a true Shabazz student? What it means is to be a Bulldog. True, full-bred Bulldogs are rare breeds. You can't wake up one morning, put on a Malcolm X Shabazz uniform shirt, and then call yourself a bulldog. It's more than a uniform, more than a logo. It's spirit. The hunger, the drive, the ambition to rise and exceed. A true bulldog is never content, never satisfied, never letting the circumstances get the best of them. A true bulldog hurdles over their limits and reaches for the sky, no matter how out of reach the task seems to be. A true bulldog makes the best out of a bad situation. A true bulldog is proud. A true bulldog is a Malcolm X Shabazz student. We plan to go beyond, not only us, but the teachers. We have teachers here like Mr. Weaver, Mr. Caldwell, Mr. Cordero, Mr. Barcia, Mr. Woods, and more pushes students to go beyond the boundaries and think on a higher level. We have students who go beyond expectations. I have a junior friend named Cheyenne Roberts, who by her senior year will have a seat at Princeton. And my former world history class, a woman whose names go by Kim, who's going to Harvard. That's just two examples that I can spare at the time. Malcolm X Shabazz is filled with many talents and geniuses that are underrated just because of our name. Yes, this humble kingdom of ours have a lot of flaws. Flaws that over time has made us stronger. Flaws that, for better or worse, just shows that some of us are just still kids. But those flaws make us who we are. Honorary scars of battle, hard fought. We have potential. Potential that over time will make Shabazz more home than school.
We can all go home now. Phenomenal job, Nasir. Thank you, top 10. Please be seated. Next, I'd like to introduce someone who has serviced this city as a proud native, an educator for many, many years. Too many that I will simply not announce it to expose her wisdom. Coming to the podium right now is our city's Chief Educational Officer, Ms. Antoinette Baskerville-Richardson.
Good morning again, everyone. So my task here at this moment is to really kind of bring home to us why we are here this morning, because I'm willing to bet that some people are still saying, this is all very nice. But why are we here this morning? We are out here this morning to announce an initiative. The initiative is a safe haven initiative, and it is an initiative that is a continuation of an initiative that is already going on in the city of Newark. There is a Safe Passageway initiative where the students at the high schools, from the Newark Street Team and from the police department and from the fire department, are able to have safe passageway home in the afternoon from the high schools. This initiative complements that. This is a safe haven initiative called Community Safe Student Project. And this initiative, there are a number and a growing number of retail establishments, educational institutions, places of worship in our city who are signing up to be a part of this initiative, and they are merely saying, yes, it is important that students get to school safely and that students get home safely. And these establishments have decided that it's okay, that they are willing to step up and they are willing to be designated as safe havens for the students in the city. There will be a contest, and the flyers have been given out to the students here today, and this will be disseminated to students all over the South Ward. And this contest will allow any student who goes to school in any South Ward school, grades 7 through 12, to participate in this contest, because the logo for the establishments that will be able to be seen is one that is going to be developed by students in this city, and there will be a first and a second place winner. All the details are in the flyer, and all the details will go out electronically. So we're here today to celebrate the coming together of community. And this community has come together many, many times before, but this is a very special coming together because the event today and this initiative has the support and the participation of so many people. So I do have right now to kind of give you an idea of some of the people who have participated in putting this Safe Haven initiative together and who are represented here today. And I have to apologize in advance because, God forgive me, I am unfortunately possibly going to forget someone, and I really don't mean to. So we have, again, so many, and I have to first acknowledge the Office of the Mayor, because the Office of the Mayor has been so helpful. Anything that needed to be done for this project, for us to be here today, was done. All we had to do was ask, and it was done. I want to thank particularly from my office, the Office of Comprehensive Community Education, Ashaki Larkins and Jada Toledo. I also, and I'm going to miss somebody here, I'm sure, but I also see here with us from the mayor's office, Reverend Roundtree, Ms. Gwen Moultrie, Andrette Christian, and Andrette has been particularly helpful out here in coordination this morning. I want to also, in addition to our superintendent, we have support here today from the communications department of the Newark Public Schools. Valerie Wilson, the BA from the district, as well as others. Tracy Mumford, the executive director of communications. And I'm calling all these names for a reason, because it takes a lot of people. We talk about a village. Well, let's see who's in the village who made this come together today. From the Newark Arts Education Roundtable, the executive director, Lauren Meehan. Is Lauren up here? Lauren somewhere out here. Back there. Okay. From the Newark Trust for Education, Ron Chalucian, the executive director. Ron? Okay, Ron is over here. From the police, if we had not had the cooperation of the police department, then the band wouldn't have been able to march up here today. And in particular, so we thank Director Ambrose, and Lieutenant McPhee is a direct participant in the work that makes this happen. The Newark Community Street Team, Nathan Burkhardt. Is Nathan around? Is Nate around? Oh, I'm sorry. Nate, you have to stand up. Please stand up. Okay, because please give him a hand. Newark Community Street Team, they have been out. They are the ones who went around in the community and got the stores and the other places, you know, to sign up and to be participants in this. And they've been working hard, going out a few times a week for the last, I don't know how long, because they do it all the time. But for this particular effort, it's been at least for the last couple of months. Okay. So we have, oh, if I forget this group, I have to just pack up and go home and never, ever come back. And that is the Southside Malcolm X Shabazz High School Alumni Association. Please give them a hand, okay? One of the most active alumni associations in the city, in particular, Sheila Montague, Kathleen Witcher, Deborah Gregory. Deborah is also the president of the Newark branch NAACP. They were out here at 7 o'clock this morning getting everything set up for us. So, and thank you also to the band, because I'm going to tell you, those kids, they didn't have to get up and come out here this morning. So again, a special thank you to the students. You know, you might be thinking, well, that's what they're supposed to do because they're in the band. But guess what? As we all know, students don't always do what they're supposed to do, and they don't always do like they used to do in the old days, but these students do, and these students are, so we have to acknowledge and we have to appreciate that. In addition, we are going to have something else is going to happen very special today, and that is that the AmeriCorps Vista, they do 1 day of service. Everything that they do, if you don't know what it is, you can look it up. But the AmeriCorps Vistas, they help all over the state and probably all over the country. And they are basically in a sort of a semi-internship in various places. And they're learning skills and they're contributing to the work in many organizations. This is their 1 day of service. And in their 1 day of service today, they are coming in. Are they here yet? On the way. Okay, so Jada Toledo from my office, she is our Vista, and 11 Vistas are coming from all over the state today, and they are going to paint the community wing in Malcolm X Shabazz High School. I think there's like 5 rooms that have been designated. The city donated the paint and the supplies, and they're coming in today, and they're going to spend their day in service to Malcolm X Shabazz High School. And now, the piece of paper that's right in front of my face that I was looking for. I want to give you the names of some of the organizations, the ones that we have who have already agreed that they will be a part of the Safe Haven initiative, which we have named Community Safe Student Project. So we have New Community Automotive Training Center. We have, which is located at 210 West Bigelow Street. We have Avon Deli and Grill, which is located at 347 Avon Avenue. We have New Silver Key number 3, which is located at 343 Avon Avenue. I'm telling you this because I think it's important that we support these businesses who are supporting our students. We have DiCiabo Barbershop at 349 Avon Avenue. Curly Coleman Shoe Shine and Repair at 959 Bergen Street. Santa Barbara Grocery at 1036 Bergen Street. Garcia Grocery at 1061 Bergen Street. J&C Days Laundromat at 1046 Bergen Street. Clean Cuts Barbershop at 1011 Bergen Street. Liz's Dominican Beauty Salon at 1051 Bergen Street. And Bergen Unlimited Wireless LLC at 1007 Bergen Street. And there are more. We are getting calls every day, and we expect this list to grow. This work was initiated by the Safety Committee of the Children's Cabinet, which focuses on the 5 community schools in Newark. Malcolm X Shabazz High School is the high school that is in that initiative. But this initiative is not just going to be limited to the areas around those 5 schools. We are going to dig in, we're going to dig down, we're going to do the work, we're going to spread this initiative throughout the South Ward, and then we hope to spread this initiative throughout the city. And we're going to need the support of you and the organizations that you belong to in order to make this happen so that this is not just a one-day event. This is an initiative that we're going to build and build and build to ensure the safety of the students in our city. So I also cannot forget to bring attention to, as you see, these are called antimodules. It's a new word that I added to my vocabulary recently. And these antimodules were loaned to us by the BARAKA Foundation. And can we just give a hand to how beautiful they are and how they brighten up our day? There is a whole story behind the antimodules and what the meaning, how they were created, and what they stand for. We don't have time for all of that today, but I want you to appreciate them, and I think we have to be sure to get more information out about the antimodules to the public. And so, again, please remember the logo contest for all students grades 7 through 12. The deadline is October 2nd. The information is out here today and will be online to every school. In addition to that, do not forget that you can sign up and you can be a part of this initiative. If it sounds exciting to you, can I hear it? Does it sound good that we're going to try to make our students safer? Thank you. And now, as I said, probably forgot somebody, and I apologize again, but I do not apologize for the introduction to our final speaker today. And he's the final speaker because nobody wants to speak after he speaks. So I would like to bring to the microphone right now, and he hates for me to say our education mayor because he does so many other things now and so many other responsibilities, but education is always at the forefront. So I would like to present to you now our education mayor, Mayor Ras Baraka.
Good morning, good morning. I'm happy to be here today, and I just want to thank again Tony Baskerville-Richardson for all of the work that she's done in our department to make sure that this day happened. Superintendent SURF as well. Without his cooperation, we wouldn't be out here. the Children's Cabinet, who has been convened to make sure that our young people in the South Ward, particularly South Ward community schools, are successful and they have a community wrapped around them like all communities. What we're doing is nothing special. This is what happens in everybody's neighborhood around the country. We are trying to do that here. Most of the time our community has been torn apart or pulled apart. Our job is to bring it back together. Robert Gregory talked about Ujima, collective work and responsibility. That means that we have to, one, know that we're responsible, that we have some responsibility in this, and that we have to work together collectively to make sure our children are successful. I had a whole bunch of things I wanted to say, but after I heard that young man talk, his name, Nasir is your name, right? Yes, sir. Nasir Hayes talk, it kind of reminded me of why we're here today. I just really have a message for all of you young people that are out here today. You know, the superintendent talked about us getting local control of our schools. And one of the things that Nasir touched on was determination and the ability to overcome obstacles. I just want to say there are a lot of people that are going to be around you that are going to tell you it can't happen, that it won't happen, that the environment is not ready for it, that people are trying to trick you, that you're not smart enough, that your conditions will dictate your future. And this young man is proof positive that all of that is a lie. He is proof positive that you can become successful as long as you put your mind to it, as long as you focus on it, as long as you put on blinders and push out all of the negativity that desires to keep you in the same spot, because they're comfortable with you being in the same spot, because they benefit from you being in the same spot. Once you move out of that spot, then you force everybody else to move out of theirs. Once you progress forward, you force everybody to change their mind, to change their culture, to transform the way they see things. And when you look at the things you see differently, the things you see become different. And that is a fact. So this young man in his example of why we're here today and why we're thanking people, we should be thanking these stores for opening their doors to be safe havens. We should also be thanking these young men and women on the Newark Community Street Team, because they've been out here day in and day out, every day, trying to make sure that these young people got to school and get home safely every day while we're at work. And the Newark Police Department, the captain and lieutenant in the 5th precinct over there, the 5th district, and the fire department, who's out here, who's going to be out here, who's been out here every day, before and after school, along the corridors to make sure that there's some presence and safety along the corridors as kids get to and from school. The bottom line is we can no longer mind our own business, because that's what we do. We mind our own business, but then we go to the internet to talk about what we saw. We have to stop minding our own business. We have to get involved. In fact, we have to begin to understand that everything that happens in this city is our business. Every time these kids go to school and learn, that's our business. And so we should be involved in that as much as we possibly can and be engaged in that to the highest levels as we possibly can. And while the school board is here as well, they are about to transition to get full control of these schools, and we need to wrap our arms around them and not isolate them, and make sure that they understand that they have support, that they have help from the community, that all of us are together. Because if we are not together, then we're all destined to fail. God bless you, Godspeed. Have a safe day in school, and have a safe passageway home after school.
Thank you, Mayor Baraka.